The following podcast may be explicit. One Joe Young presents Adventures from the Shed, a tabletop RPG podcast. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. And now for something completely different. Welcome back to a full shed as Adventures from the Shed hosts guests from the Dungeoneers podcast for a special series of podcasts run in a hilarious fashion using the Dungeon World system. Enjoy the podcast.
Hi, and welcome back to the Shed. Yes, when I tell you, dang it. Welcome back to the Shed for Adventures from the Shed. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com, on iTunes, Facebook, Stitcher Radio, Google+, Bing, TuneIn Radio. Actually, if you have one of the Amazon Echo devices and you tell her to go play Adventures from the Shed on TuneIn Radio, you'll actually get us, which is kind of neat. And I have one there, but I'm not going to say it because it gets confusing if it starts. We are here for a special Extra Life Game Day event. This is a charity event that we're doing 24 hours of this, and you can find us on YouTube if you haven't seen us out there already. We are going to have what I hope is going to be 3 8-hour sections of streamed video that will be up there permanently later. We're rejoined here in the Shed with some regulars and part-timers of the Dungeoneers podcast, and one of our regulars here at Adventures from the Shed. We're going to go around the table and say hi, and we'll start right here to my left with...
This is Dan. I'm playing Baldric the Bard, the human bard, and I am a part-timer on the Dungeoneers podcast.
And I am Brandt. I am playing Indifferent, the Paladin.
This is Chris. I'm playing the halfling thief, the Grey Mouser.
I am Mike. I am playing Augustus Bloom, the wizard.
Bloom, introduce me.
and this is my friend Verge, who's playing Name.
Elder Name. Damn it, Bloom. Get it right.
Elder Nami.
Elder Nami.
Tell them we're elves.
We are elves.
Tell them we're old.
We are old, but we're on an adventure.
That needed to be said.
So that was Verge via Mike Proxy. And I am Joe. I am the Game Master as we continue this one-shot Dungeon World game with these special guests here in the Shed for the Extra Life Game Day event. Check out extra-life.org. It's a great charity, mainly gamers raising money for children. As they say, Extra Life, Play games, heal kids. So that's what we're here for today.
We actually participated in this last year up at a game store in North Carolina.
Cool. I know Boardwalk in Greenville has something going on today for this. I'm not sure if Red Barn does or not, but I think they may have posted about it.
We went to Abubica in Gastonia. And they was they had D&D tables set up, Magic. Obviously the.
You went to where?
Gastonia, North Carolina.
He said Abubica.
It was Abubica Gaming.
I don't know what that is, but
it's
what he said.
It's like Boardwalk. There's game stuff you buy and everything.
I was like, did you say what I thought he said?
Abubica. Abubica.
So now we're going to get back into this game, and to give us a quick recap of what we did in our last session, we have elected, I should say, I have put out there for volunteerism everybody to volunteer to do the recap. In doing so, I spurred Mike and Verge to actually poke Dan and Brandt to do a recap, and Brandt has successfully handed that baton off to Dan.
Well, I can do it.
So we will have the sweet, mellifluous voice of Dan to bring us into our recap from the last podcast.
I'm sure. So here's what happened.
Well, I'm done.
We are on a mission from the king and the new healer in the kingdom of Kalinae to heal the princess and the other children of Kalinae who have fallen victim to a lethargic disease. And we have been given a list of ingredients that we need to find. Some Valerian flower blooms that only grow on the side of Shadow's Height, rarely active volcano. And we also need to find some troll's blood. And in the effort to find troll's blood, we went to Twin Fairies, which is not as good as Lone Fairy.
Definitely not as good as No Fairy.
Yes.
The fewer fairies, the better, is what we're learning here.
Absolutely.
We mean the boats.
Well, yes. Ferry.
Yes. On the way to there, we came across the burning marshmallow house, and we did some more stuff.
Put $1 in.
Let me also mention that between the two podcasts, anyone who listens to us knows we are not clean people when it comes to language and innuendo. We're actually making an effort to do that, and where Verge held up that bowl there for those who could see us on YouTube and for those listening, the donation, put $1 in, is we've kind of done a little swear jar type of thing, and we've got a bowl on the table, and if you say something that's objectionable enough, it is 100% arbitrary, and I'm calling the shots on it. But if you do go objectionable enough, we're going to ask you to donate to Extra Life. So go ahead.
Then
there was more. Marshmallow House.
Then we
wait, there's more. Yeah.
We did
put out a fire.
By leaving.
Yes. On the way to the troll hillock and the home of Mag, who is 6 times the normal size of a troll because he ate Derek Marshmallow.
No.
Derek has been consumed, or had been. So, how long ago was Derek there at Twin Ferries?
Oh, Derek was there when there was only one ferry.
I'm putting an age on the troll to get an idea of how old this troll is.
I thought you had said that Derek died about 50 years ago.
He did.
There you go. So the troll's at least 50 years old.
Yes.
I have no idea how long trolls live. That's something that you would know.
Well,
I do. I know everything about
trolls live. This particular troll lives longer now because of Derek.
Probably.
Derek was a magical being. I will miss him.
We need to kill Mag Marshmallow Bane.
Let's pour one out for my homie.
You want to go with the actual lore? If you actually want to go with the lore of trolls, they live like really, really freaking long. Like
you have to roll to say that for reals.
Okay.
For reals.
You don't spout some lore without a roll here, buddy.
3.
What'd you say? What'd you roll? 3. So, back in Paladin school, they teach you that trolls live for how long?
About 5 years.
About 5 years. In the real world,
well,
trolls
about
live
5 years until
longer.
we get to it.
That's how long we let.
Seriously, though, would you grab me another one? I'm not pouring it out for the homie. I'll pour it out for
Do you want
me.
the same thing or you want something different?
Something different.
All right.
Should I tell you how long they actually live?
Strawberry
And these are
lemonade.
twist tops, so I can handle that one myself.
So I wasn't opening it for you.
And
I'm drinking
I'm
all
gonna
of
throw
my
it at Mike,
lemonade.
but the door's
Those are
open too
yours?
far, so
Oh,
I won't
yeah.
make
It
it
has
in.
my name.
I like how you're drinking your own
Mike,
lemonade
Mike's
over
door.
there.
No, I was just going to toss it to the trash myself, but the door's open too far for me to even make an attempt.
Okay,
you
I
for
stood
that.
up for no reason.
We have now the party just outside. Actually, Brandt, what was the last few actions before we stopped the recording? Because you were right there, man. You were in the thick of it.
The last few actions was I actually lit a torch, and then I was standing there waiting for the troll to come out of the cave after Bloom did an elephant call thing.
He had elephantitis of
Which-
the tusk.
That was Name.
Oh,
Stop taking credit for my elephant. This is the 3rd time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Apparently, we all look the same to him.
I mix them up frequently.
I'm curious then, how different do you actually look?
All elves look the same to me.
Does
so-
he look like Gandalf and he looks like Dumbledore? So it's pretty much the same.
I mean,
the same guy, but one's in pajamas.
I mean, you can say, but I picture you much more earthy than me. Like, I'm a traditional wizard with the tall, like, pointed hat and everything.
What are your facial features?
I mean,
2 eyes,
as an
nose,
elf,
mouth.
I feel like even though I'm probably several hundred years old, my face looks very young still. But at the same time, like my hair is like white to very very platinum blonde.
Did you have the option on your character sheet for wise eyes?
I
Wise
put
eyes.
haunted eyes.
Haunted, just as good.
I've seen.
I'm pretty sure
some
one of them
things.
has wise eyes as
That's
an
me.
option. There it is. So it's the druid.
Yeah.
Although
You
the
like
eyes
You made me think of it that you look really young, but there's something about you that just screams he's really not that young. So
got-
for you, it's like hair.
He's
You
got
have,
the
like,
little
wise
wrinkles
eye.
around the eyes.
Like crow's feet.
Yeah.
He's got lazy eye.
Like, but no, see, I look completely different because my guy's very portly, bald up top with just around the side that comes down to about as long as mine, so about down to the shoulder, stark white,
But in a ponytail, obviously.
big jowls, just completely shaven.
So his whole face shakes a little when he talks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's kind of got like the Forrest Whitaker eye going on.
All right.
See, the eyes that you've been
Indifferent
giving
eye.
have not been wise eyes.
I hope you didn't check that out.
I did because
Crazy eyes.
It looks very wise.
Wise to him.
From inside of the double doors in the double door, 2 doors, not Dumbledore.
twin doors.
He
Twin
used to be
doors.
one of
and
my
the
friends.
side of the hillock that probably it goes up another 20 feet aside or behind that. From inside, you hear a deep, gruff voice saying, "Go away."
No.
Come make us, sir.
I shall taunt you a second time.
I guess you're a bear now, too.
Yeah, you had become a bear. What was your role on that? I don't recall.
It was a 10.
10, okay. So you're really a bear.
Yeah.
Hey, did you send your unseen servant in to cause some trouble?
You're like a bear with a walker.
Oh,
All of
unseen
your,
servant
all of
walking
your
with
pets should have, or your pets, your animal form should have walkers. Or
right,
something.
He just
tennis balls on their feet.
Message
He's just
for
got
you,
kind of
son.
the glassy eyes, and there's like no hair right up on top, but like around the ears is really long. It's roar.
I couldn't prevent forest fire.
Couldn't
Or
prevent
marshmallow fires. Yeah. I wouldn't even help them then. Yeah, so you go away.
I'll be like,
Leave me.
Senor Mag,
Hold on, French?
what?
He's a French Spaniard.
French Spaniard.
Yes.
Monsieur.
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 Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I mixed it up with my accents.
Yes.
Are you Italian? No. What the
In fact, he's a troll.
Comrade, open the door.
Yeah, you open right now.
We had thought that Brandt's accent was French, but it's actually just European.
Aren't they all the same?
Awesome. That was beautiful. Thank you, Britt. I know you didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah,
That's what
no,
makes
right.
it funny.
So, Monsieur Mag, we need your blood. I'm going Russian again.
You hear some heavy footsteps that shake the ground a little bit, and there's a peephole, and you see this huge eye. And it's got to be a
got a
magical
Dumbledore.
peephole. The whole peephole is there's like this little spot, and the peephole itself just widens to like 8 inches or so. Is that about it?
Stab it.
I can judge 8 inches. And you just see this huge, like bloodshot blue eye with no pupil.
You see a bear standing there on 2 legs, kind of a bit of a gut going, bring it.
And you hear, I bleed for no one.
But if you just give us a little blood, we will be on our way.
Are you trying to parlay? What do you have of value to me? I can read the basic move sheet. This is part of Do You Want to Stay Comical?
Yeah.
Just so you know. Because, no, I don't do that normally.
I mean, we brought tea and crumpets.
Those are mine. Stop giving away my snacks.
Profits. It's not really dungeon rations, is it?
I don't have to eat. I bring what I want.
It is what
No, I like the
I'm
idea.
good, totally good
Let's
with
actually
Russian
try
time.
a parlay with that, Brett.
It should be him because it's roll versus charisma.
That
I like
is
this better.
Brett is doing it.
Coffee with
What's
the
important is the person doing it.
Wow,
Not
it's a
necessarily
12.
Holy poopers. By the way, that's not a swear either. Holy poopers. is not
Oh,
a swear.
holy poopers. Okay.
Yeah, so you're free to say that.
I will use
You
that.
can even say tea and crumpets in a derogatory way if you'd like. Tea and crumpets. It does sound like it's vulgar. Tea and
Really?
crumpets.
Okay.
thinking about it now.
Maybe we have some tea and crumpet.
You know what I mean.
You know what that
Let me try
means.
some of that tea and crumbles. Yeah.
Don't dunk your crumpet in beer because it tastes horrible.
Crumpet or donut?
So you got you at 12. Leave. Show me the crumpet. Oh, please.
Okay. Yeah, I will basically I will get into his thing and well, mainly there's supplies of food that I brought, which always has tea and crumpets.
It has to now because you're
It's my
And I show
favorite.
out
You're
there's
up it.
actually some pumpkin spice crumpets there.
It
So
is
it's a
October.
holiday season.
And
Yes.
it is a troll
no-
favorite. Yeah.
Is it Starbucks tea?
That stuff's
Pumpkin chai
nasty.
latte, something or other?
But what about the people of Twin Fairies? What about Derek? You remember Derek?
Is that your inside voice or your outside voice?
I
I don't know there's a difference.
don't think there is a difference anymore.
Derek was delicious.
Oh.
And like a little cat door underneath opens, and he says, "Slide the crumpets in."
Boom. Kick his ass.
I'll slide the crumpets into it then.
And you hear him go, "Ow!" And then shortly after, there's a little vial of a sickly greenish liquid that's passed out through it with a stopper in the top.
Is this enough?
Oh, you roll good enough with troll. That's probably troll's blood. It's the right color.
I was about to
consistency.
ask Augie.
Yeah.
Okay, is this look like truth blood?
That's not blood.
It's the right color and consistency.
Yes, this looks like troll's blood to me.
Oddly enough, they urinate the same color and consistency. So we're going to find out.
It doesn't coat the edges as much, though.
It doesn't have legs. Yeah. It's like judging a good wine.
Yep, that's blood.
Nope. So yeah, it would appear that you have achieved some troll's blood. But the other part of he would hear you mentioning the Twin Fairies. Like, that village is mine. They just don't know it yet.
Why?
Why do you have a talking bear?
Why don't you?
I was unprepared for a follow-up question.
And you assume he doesn't.
Yeah,
Well, if he did, he wouldn't be asking.
I
why
thought I had the only one.
Bloom. Kick his ass.
Well, I don't want to be alone on this, but I feel like we have a responsibility here.
Let's just pile a bunch of wood against this door and light it up.
Now, I'm going to go out there and firmly establish you are all citizens of the Kalane Kingdom. And one of their hamlets has been under attack by this troll. It turns out that, like maybe the first time in PC history, you didn't kill the first thing you came up against. I applaud that. You guys know I love that part. But now the thing is still going to run rampant, so what are you going to do about it?
Oh, but we were supposed to kill this one.
We didn't say that.
This
We just
was
needed
an
his blood.
expectation that was not met.
But what about the other marshmallows?
When we put this together earlier, and I told you guys earlier, and I'll rehash it for those that may be listening to this audio episode, myself and Chris and JJ, we were putting this adventure together. And I said, look, the first thing they have to do has to be something they can kill, because they're going to want to kill the first thing they see. I said that, so let's make it a troll, and we'll make it easy. The troll's been terrorizing the village, so it has to go. But no, I love the bargaining.
Okay.
I'll give you tea and crumpets. Great, you get my blood.
You Mike mentioned early on though,
Yeah.
it was like you brought me in here and I will ruin any plan you have.
However,
Absolutely,
but the
because
normal
I will do
ruin-
exactly what you won't expect. I mean,
exactly. So
I'm too indifferent to actually want to kill him. So
for me,
I just we came here to get his blood. I got his blood and I'm done.
my ideal would have been to write a scenario where you bargain with a troll, in which case you would have just killed it. So I decided not to write my ideal scenario, in which case you do the opposite. And I love it. Seriously, that's my favorite part, is when you don't have to kill something to achieve your goal.
Well, perhaps we should just put it to a vote.
Or kill it. You can still kill it, by the
I
way.
mean,
Can we get
It
in
is a
that hatch at
disposable
the bottom?
I
say
might.
what?
Can we open that hatch at the bottom?
The cat door?
Yes.
The hatch, yes.
Literally, I had determined in my head he has a pet cat, a regular domestic cat, and it's the size of a regular cat
What's
or
the name?
whatever.
Kick its ass.
Hey, do you want to ask?
What is your cat's name, sir?
And is he home?
Is he home?
Fluffy,
Fluffy.
the fourth.
Oh,
Don't ask about the first three.
Fluffy
I say we
Marshmallow
just
Bean.
shove a bunch of stuff through the cat door and light it on fire.
All of his cats are just straight white. They're just marshmallow cats.
well, I mean, I suppose we don't have to kill him, but, I mean, in that case, we should really get on because the kids are on a time crunch here.
I really want to set something on fire now.
You are a druid. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to set fires.
Are trolls natural?
In a way, I guess.
Everything's natural.
I still don't like them. And he killed Derek.
Yeah, I'm definitely talking you guys into doing it now.
Yeah.
Metal nurse.
Poor Derek.
Yeah, poor Derek.
Burn him.
Metal nurse.
Mental nurse. You can still send the thief to do stuff for you too. And
Right,
Chris is
there.
gonna
I was already
be
piling up like some logs and stuff in
Oh, he's ready. Yeah.
front of the door,
You just stop and go.
Come on.
ready to.
You can also just unlock the door.
No, I'd rather just burn them out in there.
Oh, that sounds
Gray
lovely.
baby creature. Burn him.
Yeah, I'd rather just pile a bunch of wood in front of the door and light it up.
Just stuff it in the cat door.
Yeah, we can throw it in, put it against the door, so
Okay.
he's trapped in his hillock until he wants to bust out through the fire.
You set a fire
Maybe we'll just scare him off.
to the trolls' dual doors.
Dual doors.
Call it dual doors.
It's a shame they're lovely double doors.
It took us almost an hour and a half to kill something for the first time. That's like,
It's still not dead.
Yeah, I was about to say, we haven't killed
We're
him.
just keeping it there. I want to ruin his
Set a
day.
door on fire. I mean, come on.
Let's
I mean,
go.
we're way behind schedule.
The only thing that has died so far is my hopes and dreams.
Welcome to my world.
I had to say it because so far, actually, things, except for not killing the troll on sight, so far things are working just right. I'm very happy so far.
Excellent.
Thank you very much. Both my hopes and dreams are alive and kicking.
We do what we do.
All right, so it's set on fire. How long do you want to wait?
Until
You
he
just
comes
want to set it on
out.
fire and go away.
I just want to set it on fire and leave.
I like the idea of a returning villain. It's a good,
I just want to ruin his day
Oh, that's even
and his
better.
door.
yes.
All right, heading off then.
All right, so now you have some Trolls Club. And you know that, I'll throw a twist in this. Only one who is indifferent of heart can use the Troll's blood to bloom the valerian root.
Finally, I am relevant.
But did you say you are relevant
Kid.
or irrelevant? Because I like with the accent, we add. I do the same thing when I do the French accent. You add a little bit. I am relevant. It's irrelevant now. Great. I have made myself useless, and I don't care one way or another.
Off to the mountain
Yes,
then.
only one of indifferent heart can apply the troll's blood to the valerian root to make
Strangely specific.
it bloom. You might know this. That the
I know
this
everything.
This will be a bardic thing. Actually, knows some about plants and magical plants and properties and stuff. I'm saying that.
Okay.
In that it really is the valerian root. Yeah, it blooms. It doesn't bloom. Whatever it feels like at the time.
He doesn't care.
This is just the wrong season for it, so meh. I don't really feel like blooming now. Whatever. So you need somebody of the same passion, or lack thereof, to make this flower come to life.
It feeds on that energy.
Right. It sits dormant because it doesn't care to do otherwise.
You care? Oh, that's just too much for me.
Yeah. So this is why it's such a rarity, because not only is the plant indifferent, but the person who must approach it must also be indifferent.
Yeah, they had to go all the way up and climb a freaking volcano. They had to go get troll's blood, climb a volcano, go do that, and not even care they're doing it.
Yeah.
This is really why we were hired. We had him.
Yeah.
At least as far as you know. It might be, might not be. So, from here, we're going to say it's still a day. Right now, you have consumed an afternoon in your adventure so far. Your noses are filled with the aroma of burnt marshmallow. It's delicious. It's like coated to each individual nostril hair, and it's almost impossible to get rid of.
Reminds me of
Derek.
You have the faint smell of actually. When he unstoppered the troll's blood, you got a whiff of 50-year-old Derek.
Oh, we should have. We should have killed him. Maybe later.
We have 6 hours to fill.
So let's call it as we have 6.5 days left. You have a 1-day trip to the mountain. There is no way specifically to make it shorter. However, depending on your journey, it might be longer. We are going to undertake a perilous journey because you are now being spied upon by someone or something. You're meddling.
It is Gollum.
It could be Gollum. So this is on the back of the basic move sheet under special moves, undertake a perilous journey. You're going to be traveling through hostile territory. There are I guess I'll give you 3 reasons now why this is hostile territory. First, you're traveling between the kingdoms. The kingdoms are at odds with each other. I said war earlier. War is a bit strong. It's skirmishes. It's rivalry. They're at odds with each other. Then you have the troll, who you did not confirm was dead. Therefore, may cause you problems. And then lastly, the bad person so far of the campaign that you know of, Mildred, who is the ostracized or exiled healer, may know that you're on her trail or at least on the scent of a cure for the poison that she has introduced into the kingdom.
I feel like you've brought me along to be the trailblazer.
No, sir. You scout ahead. I know the way.
For those new to Dungeon World or not familiar with this piece, at least, first off, that means you haven't listened to either podcast too much. But undertaking a perilous journey, we have 3 tasks. We have a quartermaster, the person who keeps track of food, which is important now that you're short crumpets. Right? Fewer crumpets than before. Then your trailblazer, which may make it take longer in this case to get there if they don't do a well job. If your jobbingness is under par. And then the last is the scout, the person who looks up ahead to make sure that none of these bad guys I mentioned gets you before you can get the drop on them. Who's going to pick up what role?
Like I said, I feel like I am perfect for the trailblazing job.
Great. And these are all wisdom-based unless you have something that lets you do otherwise.
Don't worry about our enemies. I'll find them. I'm going to scout.
You're scouting?
I'm scouting.
Are you going to scout as you, or are you going to turn into a bird?
He's still a bald bear.
I will use my eyes to their advantage.
Aren't you still a bald bear?
Yes.
Okay.
Rawr.
I can see that as a scout. What the hell?
There were a few kids, but they ran off when they saw a bear.
That's kind of appropriate, I suppose. Yeah.
What would you say I use as far as dungeon rations go for the crumpets?
Let's call it 1.
That would technically be... Yeah.
We'll call it 1. You gave it enough crumpets to get a small vial of its blood.
By the way.
And the tea, but tea doesn't really count. What you got? I just read what you wrote. Now I got to read the rest.
So this is
riveting
Maybe
podcast.
I should have actually asked.
We have video too, so that's why I'm not so worried about it. Normally
I'm sure the stream is loving the reading.
Well, that's why you guys are talking now. Keep going. Fill in the gaps.
I'm going to go ahead and scout ahead for us. We'll do my role.
The chaotic part of me loves this idea.
Deal with it.
Best idea ever. Oh.
Dang.
That's a 13. I told you. My eyes are amazing. For the camera.
You mean that one
I'm
eye?
going to go with the bottom one because I feel like that's kind of how you treated the troll. So I'm going to go with that hospitality.
That's fitting for that I'm a caregiver at the...
Yeah, I guess that works too.
Elder's home,
I'm just thinking of how the approach was not to kill the troll, but to find a way to get something from it. That seemed like a nice thing. All right, let's go with that. Which means now I can introduce other things in need that shouldn't be in need, just to see how it works out.
13 on the scout roll.
13. You rolled 2d6. I'm joking.
Is very capable.
I know you must have a plus.
Yes.
Yes.
Forest
being
Whitaker
the
eye.
druid and all. What do you have there? The 2?
+2. Yeah.
Let's do it.
6 and a 5
so
on
the
the die.
scouting, good. So you scared off the kids. Who's doing the?
I shall perhaps trailblaze.
All right, let's do that.
I know the way.
Tell me, what is it? Do you have a negative one?
I have a +1.
Okay, good.
I'm
I was hoping you were charging at it with the negative one.
Oh, that is a 7.
A 7. Okay. And who
I
is going to
feel
keep
like
track
I
of
have
food?
to
Now that
fix
you've
their
given up some of the credits.
I actually don't have to eat.
You do?
as a druid.
We're coming up on
You don't
dinner
have
time.
to, but
It's
I'm
almost
guessing he feeds you
4:30.
at certain intervals every day.
It's a
Tea and
8.
crumpets.
What's that?
8.
8, okay. So in this case, what happens, the trip is uneventful as far as nobody has to attack or do anything there, but what form were you in when you were scouting, just out of curiosity?
I just stayed in the bear. I haven't had a reason to get out of it. I'm just walking around on 2 legs as a bear.
So, the bear scouting up ahead with your bear vision, which is awesome.
Yes.
Perhaps this happened at night. Bears probably see good at night. Because
Very
you have a
nice.
day trip.
Yeah.
It's a day long. So during the evening, while you're traveling, you notice what could have been at first like flying monkeys, but were most likely some kind of demonic form that if you want to try and recall what those might be, you could tell me that you know this kind of thing. Otherwise, you're coming up with something else.
You could also point them out to me, sir.
You could. There's all kinds of ways to go about this.
Let's see it now.
But this will be a spell war, right?
If you're coming up with, I know what that is indeed a spout war.
I think I know what this is. My -1.
-1 intelligence. Outstanding.
Boom. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
Show me the flying monkey.
it's a 7.
It's a 7. They do indeed look like some kind of flying monkey thing. Like, for lack of better description, from the Wizard of Oz type of deal. Until they get closer and you see they look almost demonic, and they're definitely spying on you. But when they notice that the bear looks directly at them, they fly off. And in the middle of flight, they kind of vanish.
It was like some weird, freaky, winged, ape-like demon creature. What doesn't like bears? Or at least doesn't like me looking at them.
Well, good for you then.
They could see my intimidating presence.
But you know, because of your outstanding role, you know they were spying on you and took off when you noticed them.
Yes. What he said.
If you were saying you had made any real indication of being less obvious than a balding bear walking them down the middle of the path,
On 2 legs,
right,
just
right.
belly jiggling, jowls.
But they get to see you first
Yeah.
in this case. But
They were watching
but
me.
you stopped them from doing anything.
I didn't like it.
I thought the flying monkeys were from the south.
No, from the west.
You've traveled north for 500 feet. It's not that far.
They're
It
from-
seems like forever.
No, flying monkeys are from the west.
So you get through the day.
Always.
Let's mark off enough rations for everyone to have eaten a day. I don't know who has
Okay.
what, but I would like to see it get short, just for kicks.
Here's the question. Did you eat?
He doesn't have to.
Yeah, I don't have to mark off rations.
Okay, because I noticed you don't have any rations.
He can eat
Yeah.
dirt.
It's right here. It says
Okay.
if there's a thing that marks off rations, I don't have to.
Okay, I'm going to manage your rations.
That's okay.
And
So-
prescriptions.
Take
I
these
kinda have
pills
that.
and this
Now,
granola
those
bar.
two got to you guys will manage your own, but
Okay.
I'm going to assume I'm
Do you
carrying
have
theirs, so
any?
pretty much carrying.
No.
That's why I said
Okay.
I didn't
And
bring
then this is
rations.
why I was
brought the
saying-
tea and crumpets.
I'm guessing not everybody picked them.
No.
So this is one of the things I hardly ever do. You guys who've played with me know this.
Do you have
I hardly ever
rations?
keep track of it.
Okay.
But I thought as a starting thing, we could probably use up food and see where that takes us. I'm
Yeah.
sure in some comical direction, but it could be fun to do that. So I decided let's keep track of it.
As long
So
as you don't
let's
eat
mark
the
off.
raisins.
You got to mark off 4 total. I don't know who's marking it off, but there's going to be 4 people
See.
that need to eat.
I marked off mine.
I don't need to eat.
You don't need to.
I don't need to.
Oh yeah, because you picked that.
Yeah,
As long as you're on this quest,
yeah.
I accept that.
So
That's
2 of
very
us don't
helpful.
need to,
It
but
is.
I marked off mine.
which is good because it doesn't seem like we have a whole lot. So you
I
marked
have
off that.
5.
I marked off his. You don't have any, so I guess
none.
I guess I gotta serve you some food too.
Well, he sings for food.
So-
normally, right?
Yeah.
Right?
well, you
And I
better,
have coin.
you better
so I
get
would normally
singing
Yeah, you
then.
buy
buy
it.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next troll you run into, you better sing for him and ask for food.
If you're blue and you don't know where to go, give me some cheese and reds.
So the next day, what we're going to say is you guys got to the mountain of Shadow's Height. And one of the reasons the mountain was named this is that the way it's situated when the sun passes it, the shadow is of different heights along the ground. And those heights point at different landmarks around the area. So it's just one of the neat things. Think of it like a Stonehenge kind of thing. The shadows help mark different areas.
So which one of you told us then?
I did.
Okay.
That
It's
works.
lovely out here.
Can you confirm that, Name?
I was there.
When the shadow first appeared, it was my brilliance that caused it.
I was like, hey, why don't we use some shadows? And they thought it was awesome.
It used to be much higher.
It used to, yeah. Or you used to be a lot smaller. It's one of
Well,
those things. As you grew, the mountain
Hard
seemed
to
shorter.
tell.
The
Well, and it could also
volcano
be-
erupted.
The last time it
Top blew
erupted,
up.
yeah, top of it, some of it was lost.
It was at least
Absolutely.
7 feet up.
So you made your way there, camped out somewhere near the base of the mountain. Who wants to be the one to say, we're going to figure out where the heck this route is found on the mountain? It's somewhere up there, but I'm going to say you're really not going to spend days figuring this out because you don't have days. Let's see who is going to be the one to
Being a
figure it
natural
out.
type, knowledge type thing, would that be a wisdom?
Well,
or
there's
like a
two ways to
druid?
approach it.
You know, like,
If it is something like, I know where plants grow, that's going to be spout lore. Unless you have something to change that, that will be intelligence. However, as a druid, you might be more inclined to just discern realities.
Yeah.
You just start looking around and figure where's the right place where this thing might grow, and we make a discern realities
I'm
roll,
gonna do that.
which
I'm
would
gonna
then
try
be wisdom.
Try to discern realities. Going,
Yeah.
where the heck is this flower?
Oh.
That's gonna be a
That's a
14.
14. So a 14 on a 14, you don't figure anything out.
Damn.
Damn it. So
You
we'll
did
do,
have a 15, sorry.
we'll do it the way I normally do it. In
This
that
is harder than I
really,
thought.
this is a discern realities roll. When I do these, all the characters that are present and all the players can help you figure out which questions you want to ask. You don't have to ask literally what's on the sheet, but get close.
I'm present.
Well,
Yes.
there's one on here that basically does it. It's what should I be on the lookout for?
Yep.
So,
And then other questions will help us move the story along.
yeah.
As far as that goes, you realizing that being of nature, that the one place where this root could possibly grow is what appears maybe just at the edge of your vision, almost 3/4 of the way up the mountain, which is probably a good half a day's hike. If you can actually make it up there in your geriatric state. I'm talking to Bloom, of course, right? Because
Yeah.
you could do it, I'm sure.
I'm tough like that.
There is a spot that is properly both in the sun and in the shade, the kind of thing where you would expect an indifferent plant to hang out. But unlike most of the mountain, it seems to get almost equal amount of sun and shade, depending here or there, whatever season, you know.
What does he care?
It should be about right there.
Or so.
We should start walking.
And it will involve plenty of trekking up the mountain here. It is not necessarily an easy climb.
Sure. With that, can I use one of the other questions?
Yep, so
That'd
what's
be
your
like
next
a
one?
what should we be on the lookout for? Not necessarily like ooh treasure, but like dangers, pitfalls.
Not even halfway there,
Mhm.
you can see what looks like some kind of encampment built into the side of the mountain on the only trail up.
Is it a large encampment?
What is large?
Like, is it made for a troll?
No. It looks like maybe some small community of some type of thing has made its home there.
Oh, this will be lovely.
Lovely. But it looks like they've made it into the side of the mountain. It's not like somebody built a castle stuck to the side of it. It's in the side of the mountain with a nice ledge, like a balcony, if you will.
I remember
A
back when
50-foot
there were no
balcony.
towns on the mountain. It
Way
wasn't
back.
ruined.
I don't know, guys. I think a young group could handle this. I'm not sure gentlemen as worldly and elderly as you will be able to handle this.
I mean, perhaps then you should lead the way,
Boom.
Mr. Fancy Man.
Did he just insult me? Kick his ass.
He's over here so I can kick it.
I can only lift my legs so high.
Stop dodging my foot. Okay.
I will lead the way.
Do we have
Are
to...
you sure you can
You
keep
still
up,
have
though?
you still have one more question, and again, it doesn't need to be you if you don't want any collaborative efforts. You get all three, and everything you ask will give you some useful information.
Do we have to walk, like, right beside this thing?
You're
or is
gonna-
it near
you're-
it?
Still go through it.
What I'm picturing in my head is that horrible stairway that Gollum and what's his name, Frodo and Sam went up the back way to Shelob's lair, kind of thing.
I'm
It's
sorry,
kinda
who
like
are
that.
those people?
Yeah, be Gandalf this time.
Before you were born.
Yeah. Gandalf knew about it. Dumbledore does.
Okay.
There you go. But that kind of thing, it's almost a sheer cliff, but there's a path, a singular path. Well, halfway up that path is this thing, this little outcropping
into.
with that. So you're not getting around it. It's like this path goes right through it.
Okay.
And there doesn't appear to be any other path up or down.
But you guys know the drill I'm totally going off of that. But
I'm just waiting for when you're done, someone says, in English?
when we go on a few trips, and yes, I am going Russian again. Do not judge me, comrade.
Do not judge. He's Prussian.
I told you he's a mental.
I get out a rope from a bench Greer and start tying it to those two. Because this is standard
I
protocol.
get it now.
when we go out
Yes,
on
you keep
field
them
trips.
tethered.
Let me try something real quick.
You still have one more question. You're welcome to make another roll, but don't roll until I tell you.
Oh no, this roll isn't
Okay.
for that. I was going to try to turn into a smaller creature.
Before you ask the last question.
I've been talking in bear form,
And?
so I mean I could still ask, right?
Oh, yeah, I'm
Okay.
just curious.
Yeah, before all that, because he's talking about getting rope and tying it to us. It's like, don't worry, I've got this covered.
He's going to tie it to the hawk. Stay down here!
I just want to fly free.
No. You shall not fly.
What is your
Comrade.
third question?
Anyone can ask this question, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I'm-
As
I'm
long
just-
as Verge
I'm
is
doing-
willing to
Yeah, I'm giving it to
cede
you.
his question.
I'm giving it to you guys if you want.
No,
That was
this
a
is under
10.
discern realities. So if you want to look at those, so to turn into
Yeah,
what?
to turn into, and I was just gonna do like a bird or a hawk or something that could
Well,
very
you do have to pick what it is.
falcon.
Okay. And now we didn't
Looks
do
like
it
a
for the
bald
first
eagle.
couple because you had things picked ahead of time. But when you turn into an animal, when Joe does Dungeon World, you tell me why you're turning into the animal so that we know what you're using holds for.
Yes, this one is mostly just for flying, and right now to be lighter, so I'm not having to walk and use up, and they don't have to carry me or drag me or whatever.
So I'm going to say those are default things for a falcon. What are the special falcon things that you'll use holds for? Because if you have to use a hold to fly, that's kind of crappy.
Oh no, I get that.
Right.
It's also to help with the any scouting later on.
Okay, so
Falcon
to be
eye.
able to see without being seen.
Use your special eyes.
Use your hawk eyes, as it were.
Yes.
Or falcon eyes, or eagle eyes.
I-
So you picked falcon, and that's the one that doesn't have its saying. Eagle eyes and hawk eyes, yes, but no one says falcon.
But
Looks
for
like
this
a
one,
bald eagle.
A balkan.
yes,
It's a bald
with feathers that just kind of like tuft down, and a little bit of a gut.
You have a feather comb over.
Bird jowls.
Bird
Bird jowls.
But like this one is, I've learned from the bear thing. If I'm going to start scouting, I don't want to be seen anymore
Might be
because there are
good,
things
sure.
that are coming to try to look at us, and I don't like it.
And that fits. I like that idea. So we'll go with that.
I'm not into being watched
As a bird, at least.
as anything.
I don't think we've used in the discern realities the useful or valuable. So like
There's also the who's in charge, who's in control here, so that could help us determine whether we need to be like, get out of our way, we're coming through. We're
The thief is.
he's in charge.
You just don't know it.
Are we still in Calais? Or are we outside the kingdom?
Technically, right now, you are in international waters.
Okay.
The mountain
Disputed
specifically
area.
does not belong in, or is not within the realm of any kingdom.
Okay.
Was it in the disputed area, or in a completely different? region
Nobody
altogether?
wants it.
We can claim it.
Annex it.
Yeah,
This
when
is the flag.
it comes down to
Yes.
it, nobody wants a rarely erupting volcano. So there's
Boom.
no fight over it.
This will be my summer home.
It is a disregarded plot of land.
We control the Valerian.
We'll make an offer when we
Yes.
get back.
Actually, I just
Monopoly.
realized that this land is also indifferent. The mountain is indifferent.
We'll place.
That's why
No one cares.
Nobody,
it rarely erupts because it doesn't care.
Feels obligated every once in a while. Gets tired of getting
Just
complained
have
at.
to. It's not always indifferent.
This land is
Right?
your land. This land is my land.
Might be right, might not be. I don't know.
I'm going to just slowly write our names into the side of the mountain. We're annexing it.
Nice. Cool.
It's now our mountain.
Claimed, put a little flag.
Yes.
Look
What
at
would the
yours.
banner for this group be?
Bruce.
Let's go with that. Yeah, I like that.
Just write the word Bruce.
Yes. Bruce.
Very well.
That's what I wrote.
They call
What
us
fonts? Would it be Wingdings?
Comics.
Comic Sans.
The worst.
All right.
Because the old guys are like, look at this funny looking way of writing.
Sharing it on Facebook every 5 minutes. Again and again and again.
So
Tagging
because
everybody.
that's so generic, Mike, you could probably make one of those on your phone.
Absolutely.
No, it's a
Probably by the end of the podcast,
Yes,
you could probably
yes,
make a
yes.
banner with the word Bruce with Comic Sans.
They call us
Facebook
Bruce.
a little too new.
But anyway,
Too
and actually, I want to take the opportunity because we do it kind of regularly at Adventures from the Shed to acknowledge Mr. Robertson for the. I'm going to point in the right direction here on the screen. That Adventures from the Shed logo down there.
Yeah.
This man designed. It's actually under that
It's under
whiteboard
the table,
on the table as well.
So if you have any
And it's
complaints
on
about
here.
it,
It's on here as well, so you can tell Mike about that if you don't like it.
And if you ever want an updated one, I'd be happy to draw a new one.
What would it say on it this time?
Actually,
Actually, that would be kind of neat to have a little banner on there for Bruce.
it's exactly the same, except there's a little banner tucked in there that says Bruce.
That would be pretty sick. But yeah, thanks again for that because we still use it every day.
Yeah.
It's great. Now we've put the Bruce banner down. All right, so that leads me to the next horribly logical
It's
question.
incredible.
What does this group look like when they get angry? I know you wouldn't
Much
like
the
them when
same.
they're angry,
Circus
but they got to
clowns.
look different.
Circus clowns.
I never get angry.
I get even. What was the question we were going to ask, or was there one? Did we figure it out? Dude, if you can
Maybe-
draw in Comic Sans, I'm impressed.
Who's in control
I don't
here?
think so.
Let's say we will use a combination of you asking that question with the idea that Name is now a falcon looking around. You see the banner of a kobold tribe at that outcropping, that little town, village type of thingy in the side of the mountain. And that banner is of, what the heck, let's just say Chief Growls a lot. Because as a kobold, he growls a lot.
They're stepping on our turf.
So that chief is noted as being a brutal leader, both to his people and anyone who get in his way. Now, by his people, I mean, of course, 3-foot-tall kobolds, but there's plenty of them, and it is his entire tribe. So in this area, that's who's in charge, almost assuredly. Right up until you guys showed up and put the Bruce banner down.
Yes.
You
Boom!
set down some ground rules.
There's some kobolds. Kick their ass.
And we'll say that Chief Growls a lot is known enough that if you mention it, others recognize the name as well.
Oh,
who are
Lord.
the others?
Now, here's
You
the
guys.
thing.
Oh, okay.
What's going to happen is we probably wouldn't know who this is because we're
Too
stuck
new.
in a nursing home and don't actually get out.
Yeah,
in the
but I've
world.
already established he reads
I
tabloids.
know everything.
Yeah. So he knows everything that's fit to be printed in a nursing home magazine.
All right,
would
so how
have
about
put it
this?
for
I
sure.
call the
I don't know who it
tabloids the
is.
paper.
I don't know who it is. So we're like, I saw a banner. It wasn't as cool as ours. It
Of
had
course not.
And it had grr, 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 grr printed all over it because he growls a lot.
And then ended with girls.
Girls. I like that.
it was
Sure.
an ugly color.
Yes, it was all that burnt orange color that doesn't look good on anything except a new Corvette.
With lime green trimming.
I wish I would have gotten a Corvette.
Fluorescent.
Burn it. Replace it with our Bruce. Yes, Bruce.
I will just press digitation it.
So would you call this a Bruce Banner?
That is the
Okay.
joke.
That's the joke.
Wow, I just got it.
It's all right, Brad.
Welcome. Welcome, Brandt, to the Shed for Adventures from the Shed.
Thanks.
You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com. We also turn green when we get angry. This is why I was wondering what the group looks like when they get angry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
was
I
wondering
made a
why-
note for this.
You had kind of an indifferent
I made a
reaction.
note for it.
Laugh grenade.
Went right over Brandt's head.
Cute
All right.
piano music.
Perhaps if we go slowly, we can just go right by them.
Maybe if you press
They
the
won't see
digitation
us?
avalanche.
They won't see us. We're very stealthy.
Or rock colored.
As long as he drags you appropriately on the line.
Well,
Yeah, Bloom isn't always on time.
very slow and careful.
Can I survey the area for traps?
Well, you sure as heck can. And that is actually a rogue or thief thing. Ain't
Welcome
no
to
rogue
the
here.
party, pal.
You leave the gray baby thing alone.
Oh,
That's excellent.
13.
You know,
13?
I've heard somewhere that this game is really easy if you roll a 10 plus.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
I've heard that.
That's pretty cool.
Wonder who said that.
There should be advertising.
Yeah.
There is.
What do
It's not from the person who said it.
What do I got? What am I looking at?
Well, you have a thing. What does it say? You
Yeah,
get
hold
holds.
three, so-
Yep.
Is there
And
a
you
trap
get to
here?
use them.
Yeah. If there's a trap here, if so, what activates it? What does the trap do when activated? And what else is hidden here?
So which one do you want to ask me first? Because you have to use holds on each one. Right.
First one.
Is there a trap here?
Yeah. And if so,
At the beginning of the trail up, it does appear that there is a trap there.
what activates it?
What activates it? Walking on the trail. There are, for lack of a better term, pressure plates at the beginning. There are stones that move if stepped upon, and they shoot spikes across the trail. It's kind of like you're funneled into one place to go up, and they have clearly trapped that spot.
It's all right. I will avoid it.
I will attempt to disable trap.
Oh, that you could probably do too. This sounds,
We'll
this
see
sounds
what
like thief things.
That is a 10.
Are you really drawing a
10.
wee wee?
No, it's
That's
an
an
elephant.
elephant.
It was until you had the other ear.
It just had the trunk before the ears.
I couldn't see the whole thing,
10.
obviously.
10.
And
That's no
does
problem.
it,
Do it,
what
no
does it
problem.
actually say?
On a 10, you do it, no problem.
Okay. So you are able to, let's say you do the Indiana Jones kind of thing, you put the right counterweights where you need it so that you can just walk safely past it.
So more tea and crumpets.
And
then?
no, you don't get chased by a boulder uphill. So it's not
That would be
completely
silly.
Indiana Jones.
I picture me landing like on one of your shoulders, just yelling out, "No!"
And it's never his.
Yeah.
Right?
No, that would
That would
have to
actually be
yell.
funny, yeah. Liam, I'm right here.
Oh, crap. So you have set yourself up now to go up the trail without hurting yourself.
Excellent.
Excellent. It is a hazardous trip, and what I will ask of each of you is how there is a danger here that you will fall because it is practically sheer and is difficult to deal with. Describe to me how you deal with it so you can tell me which stat you are using when you defy this danger.
Well, I'm both going slow and tethered off to my desk. So I feel that I'm very safe.
So would we say then that he is actually aiding you.
That would be excellent.
Try
They're
that.
both aiding me because I'm watching where they're going and stepping behind them.
Outstanding. Well, we'll start with, because you have him tied off, indifferent, you have Bloom tied off, make a roll to aid him with his. And what we'll do is, because these are fresh characters, just give a +1 to it.
Alright.
We'll presume that these characters have a history, therefore there is some type of bond.
8.
Excellent job.
Okay, so you get a +1 to your defy danger of what type? How are you describing?
I don't know how going slow would relate to one of them.
Are you really paying attention to what you're doing?
I'm
and
trying
being careful.
to watch my steps and make sure that every step matters and I don't step on the thing that he just did.
So it sounds like intelligence,
Well, that sounds
being
like a
smart
great
about
roll
it.
for me.
right? Because that certainly isn't strength, nor is it wisdom if you're paying attention instead of intuiting.
Ooh. That's an 11 on the dice plus, I guess, technically 3 now, so that's a 14.
Nice. So as Indifferent scales the trail, there's literally no pulling him along. It seems like he actually knows what he's doing for once.
Well, that's
Perhaps.
good.
Seems
Nice.
elf-like for once.
I've done this before.
Who else? I mean, everyone else is going to give me something. Now, you can just use up a hold to get
I'll
up
use a
there
hold.
exactly how you want without being seen. That idea, right?
Yep.
I'm
So
doing
we'll
the
let
same
you
thing.
get right up
I'm
there.
going to land
Okay.
on the
Behind
banner pole.
So you're going intelligently?
Yes.
Let's do that.
That's a bunch.
Kind
I
of hard
know.
to figure out a way to work charisma into scaling a mountain.
Yeah, I haven't done that
It's going to
yet.
charm it to just
Yeah.
kind of let him up.
It's like
Although,
a 12 or
I would
13,
tell you,
depending.
if you convince someone else to give you a hand, that's charisma.
It
But you're
sounds
good.
like
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it
I'm-
anyway.
That was a 13,
Right.
so...
Watch my steps.
You know, watch what I do.
Or 12.
Don't do what Johnny does.
Well,
I missed
Brent
on that
doing?
one.
Yes.
I'm concerned about Bloom
Yeah.
falling off, even
Okay.
though apparently he's more than apt to actually do this.
This
but
time?
but so I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna be like pulling my way up / holding on to anything I can in case he was to fall.
Okay.
That I'm not going to be. That I would actually not be pulled down with him.
Ah.
So
So would you call that strength?
I would hope so.
Sounds like strength.
Because
You're
Please
holding
don't
on for
fall.
dear. You're holding on for dear
Yeah.
life, expecting the old man to drag you down.
yes,
Yes.
Fall, you'll drag me too.
that's a 10.
Fantastic. So how are we going to hear Grey Goose doing this?
I'm going to pound the vodka first. And then, now he's going to use his throwing daggers to kind of like spike his way up. You make sure he doesn't trip. Because if you said it's really sheer, he's going to dig in
Yeah.
a little bit.
Is that like a hard thing to push them into the side of the mountain?
No.
I would think it'd be
So
very
it sounds
Depends on the
like,
difficult.
marshmallows.
sounds like you're trying to go dexterity.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Hopefully
Find,
shit.
find the right hand holds and pull
Yes.
yourself. And what have you.
That is a 7? No, it's 8. Sorry.
Oh, so you die. And
Should have done a flip.
Tuck and roll.
the flip.
8.
What we're going to do for that one is I'm going to do something I don't do normally, but as for the sake of a one-shot, we're going to make this a little easier. So for Brandt's roll of the 7 and 9 on the aid, and for Chris's roll on the 7 and 9 for his climb, the next roll you make will get a -1. Okay? Whatever it is, we'll throw a -1 at your next roll. Just to make it easy to remember what happened there without anyone having to fall off the mountain, because we need to keep going. So you get up to the point where at this time Name can report back what he has seen with the kobolds.
Mhm.
And with that, the short of it is there's probably about 50 of them in there, and it really looks like this is more of a, what would this be? I want to say war post. That's not a word. An outpost. Yes.
Yeah.
But like 50 of them. It's like a big outpost. Like this is a spot where they bring in supplies and stuff. It's not just where they show up to play cards at a table or something. There's a bunch of them there. They actually man a couple of really large crossbows, not as big as ballistas, but some big crossbows mounted on the outside. So you've seen a lot of this stuff. And because of the way everyone was able to scale them out, and you're able to approach close enough that you're in, call it medium range, unseen. But at any point in time now, they might see you guys as one or another comes out for a scouting mission.
And
You've been able to avoid them for the last, let's call it 8 hours, as you've scaled almost up to where they are.
which was about 100 feet.
Pretty much, yeah. I figured I'd go by time, in case, depending on how far it really was.
It's very small.
I'd go by time.
Do the ballistas look like they can turn the whole way around, or do they just point out from the...
Let's say they'll turn all the way around. We'll just put them on a full swivel top. Yeah, I know where we're going with this. And I'll tell you what, where we're going with this is where we will pick up on the next episode.
Let's do it!
And for now, with this episode, we can all say bye.
Bye!
The preceding podcast was brought to you by One Joe Young. You can find us online at adventuresfromtheshed.com.